Whoa. And another thing about those guys, welcome. I apologize that we were not here last week. I just had to do a few things and so because I know how much you guys love this.
You wanted to do live Europa League coverage.
I know how much you guys love this stuff. I'm sorry. I apologize. I know that this is the realest Chelsea show.
Arsenal and Manchester United were playing, so you thought it was a good idea to do
I know all you Chelsea fans know, like, oh my gosh, we see this because I know that this
Arsenal
is
were playing against racism is what happened.
This is the real man. Hey, look, man, that's what's super. Yeah, and
half of had to go live.
No. Guys, look, all the matters that we're back and we're here, we're healthy. Guys, remember, support us on Patreon and our Twitter links are below. All the stuff is below in the description box. Remember, this is the realest Chelsea show in the world. We give you the real, we give you the hardcore, and we give you the stuff that matters. We give you the real stuff that matters, and we give you that content cracker. So, guys, let's just tell you what's going to be on there. We're going to talk about the false nine and that piece of garbage performance that we saw against Brighton, and also reflecting on the FA Cup win and why Tuchel using the false nine is complete and utter garbage. It's still better than that rookie waste of space garbage from Homeboy. Then we'll go over to the fan protests. Chelsea fans protesting at Stamford Bridge. You had to bring a whole Petr Cech out to come and stop you guys. And I will address that and maybe talk about Chelsea's place in the Super League, Abramovich, Marina, and from a Chelsea vantage point with regards to the Super League. And then we're going to talk about West Ham. It's getting real right now. So Leicester City won 3-0. Nacho, why the heck didn't you play like this at the freaking World Cup? Why not? Why? So you're saving your football for the British colonials, but you won't do it for your own country. Sketchy. So West Ham, Chelsea play against West Ham this weekend and so forth. They're both equal on points. Top four is looking pretty crazy. Top four is looking really wild. And then, of course, now look, here's the thing, guys. Perez, cling on to that Super League. If you do, guess who's in the final? So I'm cool either way. I go my semifinals, but I'm greedy. I want the final as well. So Perez, if you still cling on and you still want to say what's up to Chefrin and Infantino, who money under the freaking table, cool. Chelsea get a bite into the final, but whatever the case may be, we'll still address it as assuming it's going to take place on Tuesday, Wednesday. That's the Chelsea game against Real Madrid. So, guys, we have a lovely, amazing thing. But before I go through, because I'm a nice guy, how have you guys been? How has your week been? Please, guys, how have you guys been?
Oh, good.
Can someone speak?
I can't believe it's Thursday. Like feels like it's next Tuesday, if that makes sense.
It's been a long
with all the stuff that's been going on. So I'll be honest, I couldn't find a link to the game, so I didn't watch the Brighton game too much.
Fake fan. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Plastic. I didn't say anything.
It might be true.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Okay. I think I watched like the last few minutes, but I didn't watch anything much. But yeah, man, it's I don't know what day it is really. I know I'm supposed to be here on Thursday.
Can I ask you a quick question? How old are you in your new Twitter profile pic?
The book I have in my hand is an NBA preview of 96.
Yeah, right. It's freaking Aristotle's thesis.
No, it's
part
true.
4. It's quantum physics, man.
So I think that's Christmas 1997.
Ooh.
So I was 7 years old. I got hella pictures, man. I got many. Like this is the thing about growing up in the 90s is that your parents always had cameras for no reason. Just taking random pictures. So
now this might be a bit morbid, but I've burnt all my pictures from when I was young. So I have no pictures of when I was young. Long story, I don't really like thinking about my life throughout my younger days.
Is that real life?
What do you mean my real life?
No, like, is that a true story? Like, all the pictures you could find of you as a kid, you really burned them, or is that just like a joke?
Well, no, as in like I don't have any pictures. I have one picture when I was really young. Apart from that, I don't want to see any pictures when I was young. Like I don't. But see, I don't do any of that picture stuff, man. It's just not my thing.
But either way, yeah. It's been a long week, and the week still has like 2.5 days left. So who knows what's gonna happen? But it's been long.
And Eddie, how have you been, dear sir? How is Oster?
It's cold out here, man. Don't get fooled by the fact that I'm wearing this. It
gets cold in Australia.
Oh Jesus!
It's like Southern Hemisphere, bro. They're like down near Antarctica.
I thought they were like hot all year round, bro.
Nah, man. Oh well, in some parts there are some parts that are hot all year round, like Western Australia and Queensland. But I'm in Sydney, so yeah, it gets cold around here, man. So yeah. Otherwise, I've been good. Well, I've been busy, man, because we've had 2 new starters in my workplace. So I've been training them. Yeah, it's been mad, and so yeah, I haven't seen so much football as well. I did watch a bit of the Brighton game. I did see a fair bit of the City game as well, but haven't, especially after the whole ESL thing came up this week. I just switched off from it, man. Like the kind of junk I was hearing from people's mouths, which we'll get into later, was just interesting. But yeah, otherwise it's been football, right. And yeah, everything is all good so far.
I would like him, man. How have you been, my dear man, with the Bluetooth? Oh no, it's not Bluetooth headphones. You're muted.
No sound.
We can't hear you. And this guy works for a computer. This is a computer scientist out of my friend,
so your mic's off. Your mic's off, probably.
Look like Oga grind, man. Grind some sound out. Got his mouth. Okay, yes, we do come. Yeah. So, guys, let's see. While I would like he fixes his sound equipment, a guy who is a computer scientist, by the way, I just come on, just say something right now. Chelsea didn't play well in that FA Cup game. What happened in that FA Cup game was City were obviously tired from the Dortmund game, hence why they rested players. So it was really City's best team. It was a refreshed team. They didn't play well at all. Chelsea didn't play well at all, because my brother even said to me, he was like, bro, like that game was a pile of trash. And it was. In terms of quality, that game was a pile of garbage. Because you have two teams who were just passing the ball for the sake of passing the ball. There was no incisiveness, there was no risk taking, there was no breaking the lines and so forth. It was a poor game. And what just happened was City fell asleep. Mount found a nice through ball, used Werner's speed. Stefan inexplicably came out of his goal and gave Werner and put Ziyech in his position to put the ball in the back of the net, because Stefan just completely bricks that. I had no idea what the heck was doing. But Chelsea didn't play well. And people were like, hey man, why were you angry with Tuchel's lineup and so forth? Okay, it worked. Yeah, okay, it worked in terms of, Werner's speed, Ziyech there to get the goal. But overall, no, it doesn't work. And I think this has to link into Tammy Abraham, because you're now going to the Brighton game, and I'm like, so you're telling me that there is no space for either Giroud or Tammy Abraham in this team? Kai Havertz is not a striker. Okay, that is the same that Kai Havertz is not a striker. The role of a striker is something you need to know how to play. That's the first thing. All because you can score goals doesn't mean, that's the thing, all because you can score goals doesn't make you a striker. Salah is a high-tech goal scorer. Put Salah as a striker, he's going to score those goals. Robin could G up.
Robin couldn't play as a striker. So, or because you score goals as an inside forward or score goals as a supporting striker or as a free role player, doesn't mean that you can play as a striker. Messi can't play as a striker. So let's put one side. False 9. I can't find Iniesta in this team. I can't find Pick Fabregas. I can't find Xavi. I can't find Messi. I can't find David Silva. I can't find Juan Mata. The false 9 only works when you've got guys who are excellent pass.
Tell me you don't see Lionel Mount?
Mount is close. He's close. He's close, bro. He's close. I mean, apart from Mount. But with all due respect to Mount, as amazing as he is, he ain't Iniesta. He ain't Pick Fabregas. He ain't Juan Mata. So as I'm watching this, I'm like, this isn't working. Because you don't have guys who have excellent movement. You don't have guys who have great passing. So it's like, what is this? Because when you know 2012, as much as I don't like the false 9, as much as I didn't, that's not how I would play. Bro, I had to admire what Spain did because I was like, this is passing and movement to the highest degree. In all my years of watching football, I've never seen it seem so in sync with regards to passing and movement on a crazy wavelength as much as that Euro 2012 team. It was crazy to watch. I didn't like it. It's not my philosophy, but I can respect how good they did it. But they did it because they had the right personnel who were excellent at passing, moving with crazy football IQ. Chelsea don't have those dudes. I need Tuchel to please explain to me why he believes this force is going to work, because it's only making it's making Havertz look bad and making him struggle. All because Havertz is a goal scorer. There is a goal scorer there. Doesn't mean he can be a striker. Because somehow, like, if you had put Cristiano as a striker in the 3-peat, he doesn't get all those goals. He got those goals because he was coming out wide. And therefore, he's coming diagonal, and therefore he's got a wider surface area for him to affect the game. Havertz for Leverkusen and times for Chelsea, he was able to be more effective and get goals because he's coming from deep. He's had a wider surface area, and he can use the striker as a decoy because the striker occupies that space and it's a decoy for him to make late runs into the box to therefore get himself in goal-scoring positions. So someone needs to tell this freaky dude Thomas Tuchel that, bro, this ain't working. It ain't working. Daniel, talk to me, man.
If he gets results, why would you think he'd change it? It's a question
so do you support
to
it?
you. If it, I don't support it. I don't not support it. Well, whatever he chooses is not like I can go change it. So if it gets results, what's the issue?
But he didn't get results against Brighton. And that's a game that Chelsea should win. And I believe that Chelsea would have won with a striker.
The context of that game with, the fans not letting the
Daniel, come on,
the team in and all that kind of stuff, like it kind of makes sense how that could happen. So that was like one of those weird circumstances where you can kind of maybe give it an excuse. But if you win the game, who cares how you win the game? It's just to get the results. I mean, Frank Lampard was trying expansive, let's play fun football, let's do this, let's do that, and the results weren't there. We criticized him that, why are you trying stuff that's not going to get results? We know it's not going to get results. If Tuchel's doing something that is functioning, even if you don't like it, what is there really to complain about?
Oh, all right. Eddie?
You said something at the start that, this ties to Tammy Abraham and Giroud. And I guess since Chelsea fans, or maybe since HH hasn't realized it, let us announce it to him. Tammy's gone at the end of the season.
Oh, yes.
Giroud is gone at the end of the season. So Tuchel's gone. If these guys are gone, what's the point playing them this season? I'm going to play the guys that are available for me next season, see what I can do with them this season, see what they're made of, and then we'll move on to next season. So as far as I'm concerned, Tammy can post many Instagram stories with the blue love heart and all that. Bro, prepare for Leicester City or West Ham or Aston Villa or something, because you're gone out here, man. As far as Kai Havertz and the false nine, look, like Daniel said, the tactics Tuchel's employing works at the moment. I was watching ESPN FC and Craig Burley was talking about how boring Chelsea are to watch, and I'm going, look, if we're getting results, why change it? Like that's what Tuchel's basically done, because coming in, no one expected him to play 3 at the back. Yes, you wanted the principle, but not like 3 at the back like this. Especially now with Kovacic out, I would have preferred to have a bit more in that midfield, because Jorginho hasn't been it the last couple of games. So that's an area that needs to be looked at. But overall, despite all this, he's still getting results, like Daniel said. So there's not much you can really criticize, because if he was losing, then that's one thing. If he was losing games and not getting W and out of the top 4 race, then that's one thing. He's on pace to reach his target this season. We may not like it. I'm not saying I don't like the football. But that's all we can do. And for your boy Timo Werner, another goal contribution. So
can anybody hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, bro.
Sorry guys.
So for Timo Werner, another goal contribution. I watching that goal, I feel like the Timo Werner from Leipzig would have taken that himself, but that guy is short on confidence. But
sweaty merchant.
The the whole Chelsea attack right now, besides Mason Mount, I don't know what's up with them. Ziyech is not the same. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ziyech ain't the same. Werner, God knows what. Havertz, I feel like he's replaying behind someone. I don't want to see him up there. Are you laughing at the Zion Williamson comment?
Just as you say that right now, yeah, I can see it actually. Yeah.
Hey,
it's the no sleeves with the guns out. That's what. If you had a regular shirt on, it'd be all right.
Just even the head shape and everything, it's like they have like almost the exact.
Get me in the NBA, boy. Get me in the NBA.
How tall are you, Eddie?
6'4". Oh, 6'3", sorry.
Yeah, that's close. I think
Iverson was Iverson 6'3" or 6 foot?
Iverson was like 5'9".
Iverson was like 5'10", listed at 6 feet, just to be nice to him. So,
but look, just to round up, the Chelsea attack right now is not working. If this is what we're looking at next season, then pray for Chelsea. But let's just see what happened at the end of the season, man.
We can criticize it when it fails. Have hope. I think that's fair. And maybe because you watch the Brighton game, I'll take it. And if your point goes to the Brighton game, I can't speak to it because I watched maybe like 5 minutes of the stream that I found. For the City game, if you win, look, Chelsea had their chance to play pretty beautiful football with Maurizio Sarri. They bricked that off for Frank Lampard, and Frank Lampard did what we knew Frank Lampard would do. Now that you've brought in Tuchel, he knows if Chelsea decide to sack Frank Lampard, what does that mean for the next guy? There's no love here for you. So you better win or you're out of the door quick. So for Tuchel, he's like, what do I need to do to win ASAP? And if that means playing and if that means playing shit football but winning football at the same time, kind of like Antonio Conte.
Oh, no.
That's what he'll do. So
my point before I come to Abdullahi is I think it is based off that Brighton game. Is he stuck? Okay. So he played. Okay, there. Okay, good. So
he did look kind of stuck or frozen.
Yeah. No. My thing is that it was based off the Brighton game. So obviously City didn't like it. Hey, but they won. But the Brighton game was like, oh my gosh, like this isn't going anywhere. And it was like.
We could have said the same thing against Wolves the first game.
No. But again, it's like matchups. You can see why, as much as I don't like it, it could work against Man City based on how high Man City put their line and how attacking they are. Brighton, they're a much more defensive team. So against a much more defensive team, you need a striker's presence. Hence why Chelsea couldn't find a breakaway against Brighton.
Okay, but how different was that game to the game against Porto, the second leg?
Yeah. It was
the difference is Porto scored a wonder goal. So Chelsea been playing like this from time. It's not something that just started yesterday.
And Eddie, if Homeboy brought Taremi on earlier, that game could have gone into extra time. He brought him on like what?
If he started Taremi, that game would have been different.
Yeah, it would have been a very different game. Okay, let me bring in Homeboy. I'm delighted. Talk to me. This whole how you read with the false line with Havertz, bro.
You see, this is what the problem is. Under Lampard, we understand Lampard doesn't play Giroud, he kind of fancy Abraham a lot. I think this is where the problem is. When Tuchel came over after Abraham was injured, I think the Newcastle or the Sheffield, I'm not sure which match, when he was injured. That was when I knew it's over for Abraham. It was over. Yeah, I'm not going to criticize him that much because the first night is still working. You cannot, what is working at the moment, you can't break it. Let it keep working until it fails. He hasn't failed yet. He keep giving him a result. So I'm not going to put any blame on Thomas Tuchel right now because whatever he's doing at the moment is working until it's not working at the moment and it's been figured out. That's why we need to have a conversation at the moment. But at this moment, we can't have a conversation because it's working. So in terms of first nine, like I keep saying, Kai Havertz could play as a number 10. He can also play as a number 9. But I would love to see a number 8 because I know it already. Abraham is not a number. See, I keep telling you, Chelsea fans don't understand something. There's a difference between the proper Chelsea fans and the normal Chelsea fans. I am a complicated Chelsea fan and normal Chelsea because when players do something wrong,
Chelsea fan, don't give me
no. When a player do something wrong, I will criticize the player. When the manager does wrong, I will criticize him. A proper Chelsea fan will tell you, but can't you play Abraham as a number 9? He will score the goal that time. Team overnight miss, and I keep telling them, are you sure Abraham is that number 9 that will win us the Premier League title? For me, no. Capital no. Capital hell no. How can I play Abraham in the Champions League final? I'm not doing that. Sorry. So I know the level of Abraham as a Chelsea fans. People doesn't know it because they fail to understand the truth of it. But I know it because it won't work. It will not work. So in the summer, we need to get a proper number 9 that can score us goals at the moment. Can we go for Harry Kane? I am not sure because Tottenham Hotspur will not sell. That's why we did the alignment. I know Giroud will go. Abraham will probably leave. So many players is gonna leave in the summer. It now depends on we need to get our recruitment very right in the summer. If we don't get it right, we're gonna be in a deep problem. Yes, Kai Havertz will work, but on the long run, I don't see him working as a number 9 on the long run. We need more central number 9 forward. Apart from Drogba, Diego Costa, we don't have any number 9 ever since then. So we need the proper number 9 that can score at least in a season 25 goals and above in a season. 25 goals and above in a season to make us even content for the Premier League because now Tuchel is been given an ultimatum that he has to win the Premier League title. Yes, if you want him to win the Premier League title, then back him. Give him the player he wants for him to challenge and to win the trophy. You can't tell Tuchel to win the Premier League title and you tell him Abraham is your number 9. Hell no. Either we finish 7 or finish 8. That's the level we're gonna be.
Okay.
So you have to make a decision with that.
Can I add maybe one last thing? If Chelsea weren't in the Champions League semis, I wonder if Tuchel would be more willing to switch the continuity of the team depending on the Premier League team that they're playing. But given the fact that you have round of 16 against Atletico, quarterfinal against Porto, now semifinal against Madrid, it does kind of make sense that if you have your eyes on perhaps, not even perhaps, the biggest trophy that you can win, why not keep the continuity with that system, even if it doesn't make complete sense against a team like Brighton, who you know aren't going to play like a City, like a Madrid, etc. So that maybe that plays into it as well. Just keep the team the same.
So let's now. Shit. Sorry, I just had a brain freeze. So let's go into this whole protest. The Chelsea fans made the headlines. They went to Stamford Bridge. They shouted. they hollered, and they made their voices heard. And people said that the owners backed down when they turned on their TV and they saw the Chelsea fans protest. And Henry, Glazer, Kroenke said, guys, are you watching this? Are you watching these fans? The fans have spoken. We must stop this. We have to stop this. The real hardcore Chelsea fans have come and they have refused the Chelsea players from entering the stadium, even if it wasn't the players that did this. And you still need to play this Premier League game to get top four. But anyway, they refused the players from coming through. Czech pleaded with them. Said, please, these guys need to play a Premier League game to get 3 points. But no, the fans were angry because they were like, how dare you? How dare you, Abramovich, who is the reason why this club is the way it is because of how much his fund it is. How dare you take our team, our club, into a Super League? This is against Chelsea's values, and so forth. So far as to say, man, for me, I couldn't give a crap what those guys did. I don't associate myself with those dudes. So for me, all fair play to them, and they can holler, shout, and so forth. I mean, as I said again, if Chelsea win a Super League, I would watch. You know, how much the subscription? Where do I watch? Where do I pay? I would watch. And I think, obviously, as we've talked about this for so much, there should be promotion, there should be relegation, and so forth, and it needed to be ironed out. But the idea was great. So Chelsea being in that, like, I would watch. So for the fans who were protesting against it and so forth, what I will say before I kick this to Eddie, you didn't really do anything, really. Like, UEFA and FIFA said what's up, so you didn't actually change anyone's views, you know, and I don't think you're as powerful as you guys think you are. So, Eddie, because again, I don't think we've actually heard your thoughts with regards to not to the protest, but also this whole Super League fiasco. So about the fans' protest and the whole Super League kalala.
Yeah, look, I think I was on Abdullahi's stream briefly during the week, and I got to give just some thoughts because I mean, you guys were all on the content crack 7-hour arguments on some idea, but overall, what I'll say is with the Super League, it's a good idea that was rushed, based on the greed of the owners. Yes, it was about the money, but if anyone's gonna come from when was it announced, on Sunday or Monday, and tell me, oh, it's these guys only care about the money, what rock have you been living under for the last 10-15 years in football? If it wasn't about the money, Chelsea wouldn't be relevant today. Manchester City wouldn't be relevant. PSG would be nowhere to be found. We're looking at the likes of Everton coming up. We're looking at the likes of West Ham, Leicester City. It's owners going into those clubs and pumping money in. If you guys haven't realized it. So football is always about money. But when I look at the whole Super League idea, I kind of didn't mind it. Because I think and Daniel had some thoughts on this as well, that if you put some rules in place and made some little modifications, it sounds like a good idea. Because I'm all about disruption. I'm all about, what can we do to make things better? Because the first thing I thought about when I heard it was, I mean, you all know how much each club we're gonna earn. It's wow, Abdullah, okay, cool. It's a 450, I think 450 million. Each club we're gonna get for participating. So your participation fee is 4 point.
I think it was about 350 for each club.
Okay, let's say 300 million, and there'll be 20 clubs in there. That's about $6 billion. What that told me is UEFA generate at least $6 billion every year from the Champions League. And apparently, if you win the Champions League, you only get 40 million in total, or let's say maximum $100.
Mafia.
No one is gonna tell me UEFA don't generate at least $500 million to $1 billion alone on the Champions League final days. No one's gonna say that worldwide because
they have enough money to hire Alicia Keys and Black Eyed Peas and all these guys. Like,
no one's gonna tell me
nobody even asked for that shit, bro. Nobody asked for fucking Alicia Keys.
Exactly. So that said something, first of all, about UEFA. UEFA are not the good guys in this. So for fans to then come out and go, these owners are the bad guys, it's all about the money, you're killing the values, you're doing this, you're doing that. First of all, they never said they wanted to leave their leagues. Think about it. They said, we're going to play our leagues and then do something extra in the midweek. Who plays in midweek? UEFA. We don't want to be in that competition anymore. So if you want to be excited to go watch, I don't know who gets excited to watch West Ham in the Champions League. Go for it. You want to watch Elche? Go for it. You want to watch Borussia Mönchengladbach? Because at the end of the day, what
I will watch Huesca in the Champions League.
What these clubs are trying to say is, look, people tune in the Champions League every year to watch us. I mean, HH has all these agendas for the Champions League. I don't see one about Villarreal. I don't see one about Valencia. So, what are we talking about here? These owners are well within their rights to go, look, people want to buy our products, so compensate us properly. I mean, the other day, we talked about watching the Bayern PSG game instead of the Chelsea Porto game. Why? Because it's freaking Bayern PSG. Like, there are games, there are teams that have the bigger draw. That's something you cannot avoid. You cannot tell me I am going to be getting paid on the same level as a Real Madrid, and you want me to pay me the same fee as a Steaua Bucharest, who no one wants to go watch, no one wants to see, because they're going to get pimp slapped either way. So when the whole thing came out, I was excited because I went there. These are facts, man.
Just Eddie, pause. I don't like how HH has normalized pimp slapping, and they're gonna get pimped and all of this stuff. It's not cool. Chill, HH. They're gonna get pimped. They got pimp slapped. You normalized it.
I'm coming for more pimp slappings anymore. But so as these clubs, they're well within their rights to go, look, we make you money. The reason people watch the Champions League every season, Messi, Mbappe, Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Pogba, these kind of players. So if we're in trouble because of the financial fair play that you guys imposed, then hey, compensate us. Because another thing that came up was how dodgy is it that first of all UEFA are trying to relax financial fair play this season, and then all of a sudden they announced the new format which will pay teams more, apparently, which will generate more revenue, right? So UEFA are also the bad guys in this. So for fans to wake up and say, we save football, what the hell did you save? These guys never wanted to leave your leagues. The leagues threatened to kick them out for doing something they wanted to do.
Can I ask maybe a real question, Eddie? And maybe you could give me a percentage on this. How many of the fans that were out there protesting do you think were adequately informed about the situation?
Wait.
When you say define adequately informed, because
how many people do you think were protesting and actually knew what they were protesting about? Because a lot of people, because the idea of the Super League has been so well established in people's minds, when they hear Super League, they think Chelsea are going to leave England and there's going to be a 20-team league, 38 games that's replacing the Premier League, and it's going to be all of the European heavyweights. So I think when people hear Super League, they think that. But if you don't read, you'll realize that nobody's leaving their domestic league.
Exactly.
It's a replacement for the Champions
League.
And now, the only egalitarian thing you could be mad at is if Leicester have a good season and they're not in the top 4, then that's not fair on them. But then in the Super League, it says there will be 5 teams who could be invited. And Leicester probably, if they made top 4, they would then be invited in one of those 5 teams or be able to qualify to be one of those 5 teams. Now, that's not fair. And I can understand people just getting mad off that. But I think a lot of people who are out there thought that Chelsea was leaving the Premier League and were going to some other thing that they didn't like. And that's more my issue.
Yeah, here's another one. Okay.
Real quick. I think also as well, specifically with how, again, living in England, I'm seeing the BBC, them Sky Sports. I think what it is that even if they knew, it's the threat. Because in England, people have prided themselves that Premier League is the best product, Premier League is the best thing, boom, boom is the best thing, and so on. And they pride themselves on that. So this is a threat to that because this is concurrent. So what you'll now have
I saw a lot of people making the conflation, though. So I'm wondering, what do you guys think about the people who are out there? I'm not saying it's a big percentage. I think maybe 30%, 35%, somewhere in there.
I was gonna
a healthy percentage of those people didn't know why they were out there, except for the fact that it's just Chelsea in the Super League. You know.
I was gonna mention this as well because I think there was a proposed.
I'm not calling English people stupid in the comments. I'm saying that there are stupid people in England. There's a difference.
You freaking racist, xenophobic.
There are dumb people in England. That does not make everyone in England dumb.
You're so American, man.
I'm not even American.
You're so Canadian, man.
This is something I was gonna bring up. I was gonna bring up next because I think one aspect of it was the point of this Super League was to expand the global reach of the game as well. That all games were not gonna be played in just Europe. This is what some of the fans were coming out against because it's like, why the hell are we gonna pay to watch Chelsea in LA? Why the hell are we gonna pay to watch Chelsea in China? Let me tell you something. These owners don't care. We just went through COVID where they decided to play in empty stadiums. You think they don't have something that works? If you tell me Bayern PSG are playing tomorrow in China, I will pay to watch that game. Let me know where it is. Like, let me know where I can subscribe.
Send me the stream.
I'll pay to watch. Exactly.
Send me the link.
Daniel, we are ethical. We are ethical people on this panel, please.
No. You three are ethical. I'm taking the link.
So Daniel, you are subscribing. You ain't taking the link. You are subscribing to that whole thing. If there was an app dedicated to this whole Super League thing,
you will pay.
You're paying, bro.
You pay.
You'll pay.
So
You're paying.
If these owners decided they wanted to play in empty stadiums, they do whatever the hell they wanted. So I don't get where these fans are coming from with this nonsense. Okay, maybe yes, you wanted to protect moving the games away from England. Whoopie-doo. Have that. But here's one thing I'm not going to take. All these fans mentioning player welfare. Yo, shut the F up. Like, don't even start on player welfare right now. Because y'all are the same fans who will go in the field or go into games and racially abuse players. You will insult players and their families. And now y'all want to make it about football. Bro, people were talking about player welfare, and I looked at it like, what the hell are you on about? You're the same idiots who insult player after games. So what are you arguing now? Because as a player, if they came to me and said, look, you get maybe double your pay for joining the Super League team. Bro, I am signing that. I don't care about the fans. Y'all can kick rocks. I'm earning my money. So that's why you know, I'm a bit surprised that, you know, clubs left the whole thing early because, in my opinion, these clubs were in a position of power. If they went back and rearranged a few things, that, you know, how our player contracts going to work, how's the whole competition going to work,
relegation, promotion,
going to work, relegation, promotion, just minor things, that thing would have worked. It's just a knee-jerk reaction from some of the clubs.
Agreed.
That, you know, yeah, they just decided to bin the whole thing. But
to accept relegation and promotion would mean that you would have to accept the possibility of failure. And the reason that you would create a Super League is to eliminate the possibility of failure. So they could have had a system where the founding 12 or 15 members, they always get paid from that competition, even if they aren't in it. So let's say Arsenal sign up for the Super League, right? We could all argue based on competitive merit, they shouldn't be there. But based off branding, they should. So fine. You're in the inaugural season of the Super League.
Wait, Daniel, let's get this straight. Arsenal were only in there for AFTV. Because let's be honest,
it's the branding.
Once I saw that, I could imagine AFTV every week with Arsenal getting pim slapped. Robbie, when is this gonna stop? We lost 7-0 last week. We lost 5-0 this week. This is embarrassing.
But like the popularity of AFTV speaks to the Arsenal brand and why you would want that in your thing. But let's say first season Arsenal are relegated. All they had to do was put a clause that said Arsenal can still be paid from the Super League because they are a founding member.
It doesn't work.
And they would get a cut based off the revenue that the thing generates because they were one of the inaugural members.
No,
that's all they had to do. But
no.
Of course it works.
What you're selling now, what you're selling doesn't work because yes, Arsenal played the inaugural season, but how long is it going to take Arsenal to get back? Because again, people want to watch these. These are the clubs people want to watch.
It won't take them long if they're always getting paid from the biggest sporting competition in the world.
No.
They would invariably qualify because that.
No.
Basically, what I'm saying
is everybody in that Super League has to pull their weight.
Like you guys keep jumping on me, but okay. What I'm saying is, if your intention is to overturn the UEFA apple cart, you need the biggest brands in world football to say, "Forget UEFA." So that has to be number one, and Arsenal must be included in that. But if we want promotion relegation, then Arsenal, knowing that we aren't as strong as the top teams in this breakaway league at the moment, what is their incentive? Because we will just be removed from this thing and we won't be getting paid from it. So the only thing that you can really do is say, if you are a founding member, like an Arsenal would be, to get this thing off the ground, you are perpetually paid from it as well as everybody who was a founding member. And that's the only way that you can get promotion relegation.
And who are you? Paid. Who are you taking money from to pay Arsenal? Because at the end of the day, if you want to pay,
it's JP Morgan, who's like one of the biggest banks in America. If the budget is 5 million or 5 billion rather for the Super League eventually, then there would always be like a founding members cut that would just be taken off the top. That's the only way that you could fit in promotion relegation, because the only way this thing can get off the ground is if these guys leave UEFA. And to get them to leave UEFA, that's a big risk.
No,
so they must always get cash in order to make it start. That's without negotiating. Like that's easy.
No. My thing of why, for me, I can't accept that is the whole point that you are in this league is because you are generating the viewership to come to this league.
Exactly.
How the heck am I still?
You said that you want promotion and relegation.
I'll let you land. Let me land. Let me land.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna kill
the
you.
whole point of this Super League is everyone in here is pulling their weight. How are you pulling their weight? People are watching this because you are bringing in the viewers to watch this. Now, once you leave, why am I still having to now pay you if not pulling your weight by being part of the people in this league that's bringing in the viewership that helps funds the 300 million, the 10 billion that gives to
because you said you wanted promotion and relegation. Eddie said if we get a Super League, we need promotion and relegation as fans.
Yes. Okay.
So if Arsenal know that in this thing there is promotion relegation, why would they leave the safety of UEFA and join a Super League if they're only going to be in it one season? Why would you do that if you weren't always getting paid from it?
What's the safety of UEFA?
The safety of UEFA is that you know you're always going to be in Europa League, Champions League, or whatever the case, and especially once
which doesn't pay as much as you being in this or getting back into this.
Exactly. UEFA, you're only getting 10 mil.
If the only way that the fans accept this is promotion and relegation, then if relegation exists in a league where Arsenal are going to be in it, then they will be relegated. Yeah, so Arsenal are so for one season of big money, Arsenal get relegated from it, and who knows when they get back in. The only way that you would be able to get them to accept that is if the founding members get paid. That's the only way that you could really logistically fit in and get those guys to accept promotion relegation.
And if they get paid, do you think Kroenke is going to reinvest that into buying players?
He doesn't do it now. I don't know. But that's the only way that I could imagine you could force promotion relegation into a breakaway league.
Wait. Look, even hold on. With the whole competition thing, because I saw people claiming the fact that no competition. And H just mentioned add promotion relegation. I didn't even want promotion relegation. I was fine watching the 15 teams and the 5 other teams because they said 2 leagues of thing. Daniel, you watch the NBA right now, right? How many teams do you reckon can win the NBA this season? Like
Lakers,
have a chance.
Suns, Nuggets, Jazz. Like 6 or 7 teams, maybe.
6 or 7 teams. There's 30 teams in the NBA. So less than 30% of the teams can possibly win the league. If you
can't bring the European model, you can't bring the American model into Europe, though, Eddie.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's the same. It's the same in every competition. Less than 20% of the teams have the chance to win.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we get excited to watch certain teams. We get excited to watch certain games. That is what it's always going to be, no matter what the model is.
I get that.
With or without promotion relegation, I was fine. So,
but
I don't
get where make it fly. Oh no, but okay.
I want to bring in Abdullah because he hasn't really spoken yet.
Okay.
So,
HH, why are we arguing about this thing? Because we know UEFA are corrupt from day one. The UEFA president is a corrupt idiot. Sorry for using that word. He's a corrupt idiot.
You call Mason Mount a bastard. I think we should go further.
Why are we bringing out this word? Florentino Perez already created a poll to make money. JP Morgan is the sponsor. For everybody who doesn't know JP Morgan, that company has a ridiculous money to sponsor. So they have money to sponsor a league. Why UEFA president is coming out that if you win the championship, you get 100 blah 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 blah. But if I finish 5th or 6th, I get the same amount of money the way Champions League work. Please, can someone just calculate that for me? UEFA is dumped because the president is like, Perez this, Perez that. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and like, oh my God, I fucked up. Because I'm looking at this thing. The 2019 Baku UEFA Europa League was in Baku. Please tell me, can someone tell me who plays in Azerbaijan? Who? Which country, which club play in Azerbaijan or Baku? Who? They want to make money, they take it to the Azerbaijan. Now, Qatar 2022 is in Qatar. Please, we're going to travel in the winter time when it's going to be cold, winter time, for the players to play. They have to a lot of race in the Premier League. Other league can play in Qatar. It doesn't make any sense. It's all about political money. But what Perez want to create a super league for us to get entertained, to get more viewership, more watch. People kind of throw at him and say, it's a breakaway team. They're creating this thing because of what? They're not creating any commotion. UEFA is the one creating a bullshit. Something that cannot work, they're creating. It doesn't make any sense. And look at the UEFA Champions League that is going to work in 24 hours. Like, UEFA, how are you making this ad on yourself? You're making this ad on yourself and creating another.
It's the same thing in 2024.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. More money, more revenue, more TV right. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you doing it? Why? Someone already created a championship that for more entertaining. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, AC Milan. All those top teams in there to play. Perez literally said it. This thing is not going to stop a domestic competition going to. I am replacing this with the UCL. It's simple. It's fact. Very easy. I am replacing this with the UEFA Champions League. Good. I think where Perez made the mistake is this thing should have been done in the 2024 when UEFA wanted to say that I want to create the new UCL rule. That is when Perez went to tackle UEFA and tell them either you accept this or you get shipped out of the president because this has to be accepted. Because if you look at how much the people want to collect, I'm looking at me, wow, that's a ridiculous money to pay. But does UEFA pay that? No. The UEFA, you know what is even pissing me off? UEFA is breathing like a saint. Agnelli does this, Edward does this, Perez. That is bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. Easy. It doesn't. It's bullshit. That creation, they want to become a saint. For what? You're already corrupted. We know this is political. We know. You corrupted already. Why are you becoming saints? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. We are abusing Perez. Perez knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Spain is what Barcelona and Real Madrid are about. They're broke. They don't have money. People are shouting, Madrid, Barcelona want to buy Kylian Mbappe, Haaland. Where do they want to see the money from? They are broke. They don't have money. So why is UEFA president being sent? I want to become the perfect person in the world. I'm this perfect. I'm this innocent. Get the hell out of here. You're not perfect. You're innocent. This is political. This is rubbish. You corrupted. We know you corrupt. You don't want to come out. We know the amount. We know the salary of
LeBron. Would you be for Chelsea to enter into this Super League the way that Perez was presenting it?
It's all about money. We all talk about Roman wants money. Man, if it's this thing to replace UEFA Champions League, I'm all for it. I want to change. Please, I want to change because if it's to replace the UCL, I'm good. It doesn't replace the domestic competition. It does not. It doesn't replace domestic competition. It's about to replace the UCL. Will I stand up in the morning or in the afternoon around 2 p.m. to stream on my channel and be watching West Ham United versus Azerbaijan?
Western United versus Show respect.
Western United versus Huesca, Elba, Elche. Hell no! Please, no. I'm not doing a YouTube channel for that. I'm sorry. I am not doing that.
Huesca, you get a UCL group. You got a UCL group with West Ham, Torino,
Lazio, Torino, Crotone. Oh my God in heaven. No, I'm not doing that, please. I'm not. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna burn my data on my Wi-Fi for that. I'm sorry. Please. Give me an entertainment football. Give me something to entertain about. Barcelona, PSG, Madrid.
Lord.
Yes, those are entertainment. Hell no, I'm not ready for that. No.
So let's just round this up because we need to sort of be done.
Okay, I do have one question though. Okay. The majority of football fans don't support the big clubs. So I would gather that if you take the 14, I don't know if that's true. What do you guys think before I make some outlandish statement? I guess it's more of a question rather than a statement because I can't know. So do you guys think in Spain people support more than the top 3 clubs? Like if you take all the other football clubs in Spain together, do you think that equals more fans than Atletico, Real Madrid, and Barcelona? Because if it's probably 50-50 or 45 or 40-60 or whatever it is, then you have to include those teams. I'm my own barber, guys. I don't know, guys. But yeah, you have Manscaped. Are we still doing Manscaped?
Just keep talking.
Okay. If you have to include those clubs, if the majority of fans don't support one of those 12 or 15 clubs, which I would suggest that's true, then they have to be accounted for as well because their uprising is obviously going to sway, at least in some way, the perception of what this thing is. So I want to know from you guys, what would your model be for promotion relegation? Is it just is it just forget promotion and relegation and just break off and do your own thing? No, and just be strong in the face of all of these fans saying no, this is bullshit? Or what is your solution for promotion and relegation?
I think for me
that would make it worth it for one of those clubs to say, all right, we'll go.
Okay. I think that this says that if Perez is trying to create this team to replace UCL, right? Good. And you want to include those Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and those big clubs into it. And they want to involve more money. I think in EPL, it's not even about the big 4, it's about the entertainment, about Arsenal get him slapped by maybe Fulham, Norwich. It's more entertainment because everybody wants to watch AFTV. In Barcelona, it's only Real Madrid, Barcelona, and maybe Atletico de Madrid. That's only 3 I could say, yes. They're kind of more entertainment types of people want to watch them. But if you want to bring that, I think what Perez needs to do is to create the promotion and the relegation is if a team wins the UCL, let him come to the Super League. He's gonna get more money in the UCL and more money in the Super League. If someone gets relegated, maybe someone gets out of the UCL, maybe he goes to the Europa League. Then let him be in the bottom of the Super League. Then earn his right to come back to the Super League. That make it more interesting because now you are creating more entertainment to it because people will get used to like, okay, now when we win the UCL, we're going to the Super League. Good. they'll be more entertained and they'll be more ready to it. Like the EPL now, if you finish 18, 19, 20, you know you are already relegated. So to make it more fun, look at the UCL. If you finish one or two, you go straight to the round of 16. If you finish third, you go to the Europa League. Same thing has to go to the Super League too. If you are the winners of the UCL, go straight, automatic qualification. Maybe you finish second, then you could go back to the 15 founding clubs in between. That make it like automatic. Oh, I finished one and a half. I could go
question there. Though. Just a quick question. So you're saying kind of like how the English Premier League did it, where the Premier League came and then the Championship in England then became the second division, even though it's called the Championship.
Yeah.
Or it's like it's kind of the first division of the football pyramid, but that's getting in the weeds for no reason. So you're saying that UEFA still exists, and there's still Europa League, there's still whatever's below that, and there's still the Champions League above it.
Yeah.
But then there's a Super League on top of the Champions League.
Yeah.
Why would anybody watch the Champions League if all of the best clubs are in the Super League?
Like I said from the first, it's corrupt because UEFA is proving that I want to become a saint. So you now put it out and say Perez is the one corrupting football. Perez is not corrupting football. It's UEFA corrupting football because everybody
we agree on that.
Because everybody here doesn't even understand. Like UCL in the whole days, in the early like 1890 something, wasn't even called the UCL. It was called different names.
European Cup.
European Cup. Now, then in the early 2000s, it's become the UCL. That is how the
late 90s.
Yeah,
or early 90s,
early mid 90s.
Exactly.
92, 93.
That is how the Super League will be created. If we want to erase the UCL out and bring it to the Super League, good. Now they have to change it from the 15 founding club to all teams entirely. Spanish, English, Dutch, then everything has to be like the same way they do the UCL. It makes it more fun because if you finish this, you're going back to this. So it's making more entertaining. And I understand what Perez wants to do. I get what he wants to do. But the mistake Perez made is he needs to eradicate UEFA out of it first before he create that Super League. Because if you are eradicating UEFA out of it, now you have the superior power to implement that Super League for you.
I got something.
Wait,
Daniel, let me propose one thing. All right. So Daniel, I listen to what you're saying, and you're talking about including other clubs. Yeah. Okay. I was laughing the other time because I just imagined Leicester City winning the Champions League. But what if there's a model where, like they said, there'll be 5 additional teams added to the competitions, right? What if we then we'll take the bottom 4 out of every competition. We'll take the winner of the Champions League, winner of the UCL, and maybe winner of 4 or 6 other leagues, and have a qualification competition between both the 4 losers, the bottom 4, and these invited teams. Then we'll take the 5 or however many numbers that win those legs. So maybe have a best of 3 or something, and put them in. How does that sound?
When you say the bottom 4, are they coming from the Super League themselves?
Yeah, from the Super League. Yeah.
So
there's 20 teams in the Super League.
Okay, yeah, I get that, but why would those clubs, knowing that they could be under threat of leaving the Super League, join the Super League in the first place? You have to give them an incentive to say, yes, I know this is a risk. I know you're leaving UEFA. I know you're going to start your own thing. This is going to be causing trouble. But why would you leave?
Hold on. Money. No one's saying leave UEFA completely, right?
So
is anyone saying leave UEFA? Yeah, it's adding something on top of UEFA. Wait, this is an independent thing. If you end up going out and you want to go play Champions League, maybe you qualify top 4 or something in England, go. But my thing is, you bottom 4 have a separate competition where people need to qualify or something. Select teams that you want to select, who you feel. I don't know how many teams you'd get.
I understand it, and I actually think that's a model that I haven't considered, and I actually think that sounds like a good idea to get in the kind of promotion relegation-ish kind of thing, and it gives every other team the idea that we can participate in some way. So I guess that's fair. Yeah. But my question is, how do you get this thing off the ground if the initial kind of conceit is you're leaving the security of UEFA and that structure, or just the the security of the Champions League, the Europa League, and even the third competition that they've given, why would I go into the Super League and risk the wrath of UEFA if I'm only going to be there 1 year? Because that is a risk. Because look, Arsenal, Tottenham, probably AC Milan, they would finish in the bottom 4 of this thing, right? And then they would be at risk against those better teams, probably like a Leicester or whomever it would be in this playoff to get into the next year's Super League. So what is their incentive to break off and start the Super League if they're not always getting paid? And this is why I suggested that the founding members must always be paid if you want them to start their new thing.
All right. No, look. We will trust because we've done 6 to 7 hours on this thing. If I don't move on, we will be here for another 3 hours because this is a never-ending argument because there's so many back and forth. So I have to make an executive decision and say, look, let's move on because we'll be here forever, man.
Can I add one last sentence though? Like on top of that?
Very quick. Very quick.
If the only way this works is removing and destroying UEFA. It's the only way it works. UEFA is a union of associations of football clubs or football organizations around the world. The only way that Perez is able to get rid of a competition that he doesn't like is removing the people who create that competition, which is UEFA. So Perez would have to come up with his own association or union that all teams across Europe would have to join. And then from there, once they're fed up with UEFA, he can then say, this is how we're going to do things. And this is our competition, which would be a Super League. And then you could have layers underneath that to where everybody can participate. But if you're just trying to take away UEFA's premier competition without doing anything to UEFA themselves necessarily, they're too powerful and they'll do what they did in the past 48 hours, which is just find money and break everything.
All right. So, last topic here before we head out of here, man. And I'm going to just kind of combine both of these in one because they're actually both important because it's League and Champions League. So Chelsea play West Ham Saturday evening, and Chelsea are on level points with West Ham. So it is a key game. And of
if
course,
West Ham win, do you think Chelsea's fans change their tune?
Sorry, say again?
No, I said, do you think if Chelsea lose to West Ham, do you think Chelsea fans will now be like, I think that Super League might be a good idea? Because West Ham are going to be fourth now.
I'm just saying.
Because look, you would think, okay, Chelsea beat Brighton, they beat West Ham, they're easily in top 4. If they get 1 point from 6 and now they're risking 5th or 6th, maybe the fans will be like, you know, that Super League idea and just being permanently in that place, it doesn't sound too bad.
They should have been doing that after the Brighton game because at the last 5 games, after this West Ham game, they're screwed. They've got Man City, they've got Arsenal.
It's a tough run. So, okay,
no pressure.
Okay, I'll give my bold prediction, then I'll give it my West Ham. I just think they have to win. They have to win, but something tells me that it may probably be like a 1-1 draw, which would not be great if then Liverpool and Tottenham then get their win. But they have to win. And I think they should win. But something just tells me that it could be like a 1-1 draw. And for Real Madrid, I think that first leg is away from home. I think Chelsea probably hold the L. But if Chelsea could just make it a 1-goal deficit, then that makes the second leg interesting. So I might say maybe like a 2-1 to Real Madrid. So if Chelsea could just make it a 1-goal deficit, gets like an away goal, I think that's a pretty good result. So I'm going to say 1-1 Chelsea West Ham. I'm going to say they lose 2-1 to Real Madrid. Eddie?
Chelsea West Ham, Chelsea win. 1-0. I can see it being 1-1, but 1-0.
Mount.
Chelsea, Real Madrid. Look, if Kovacic was playing, I'd have more faith. But the fact that Jorginho's in that midfield, Cruz and
I thought you loved Jorginho, Eddie.
Yo, hey,
what happened?
Yo, styles make fights. Yeah, styles make fights. This ain't again for Jorginho, bro.
Jorginho over Kante was a debate I remember hearing.
That wasn't from me.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Look, this would have been a game because first things first, you don't want Modric and Kroos having time on the ball, and Jorginho doesn't press in the midfield, so Chelsea are screwed because one of them is going to have time either way. Kante is going to have to mark one, and Jorginho has the other. So go figure. Yeah, Madrid again depends on how the Madrid attack shows up because you can't deny the Chelsea defense. They're doing all right. Thiago Silva,
Rudiger,
and Aspilicueta are doing their thing. So whatever Chelsea get in this game will be based on what those guys can do, not based on what anything else in front of them is able to do. So I'll say they get away with first game's away, yeah? Yeah, they get away with a 1-1 draw.
Okay, so before I come to Danny, let me just hit these dubs. So thanks for the dub, King Bani, who says, introductory reminder that Havertz is a fraud. No, he's not a fraud. I say he's just been played in the wrong position, striker, which I think is wrong. And from King Bani again, who says, UEFA secretly laughing at fans. Hashtag Mumu people.
Seriously, they actually, it pisses me off how these people thought you saved football. No, you're not freaking Jesus Christ. You don't save nothing.
They didn't save anything.
The only person who needs saving is you. Because you allowed this shit to happen.
No, Eddie.
You were crying for owners to come buy your freaking club. Now it's become about the money.
Here comes the money.
Eddie, basically, England are sentiment merchants. They love a good narrative, and that narrative has been doing the rounds 24/7 on English TV. It is what it is. Daniel,
Chelsea save football. So what's the question?
So West Ham, Real Madrid.
Results,
thoughts, philosophies, history.
I think Chelsea better win because I would really hate to see people do like a 180 on this one. So you better win.
I mean, are Chelsea really playing Madrid though?
Say again.
Are Chelsea really playing Madrid?
Who knows? I think the West Ham game should.
Do you know how messed up it would be where we've waited all this time to play Chelsea, Real Madrid, and out of the blue, this whole Super League thing now screws things up? That would be messed up.
I've seen footage of Eden Hazard, by the way. He looks pretty good in like the Madrid training, so I think he's going to play on the weekend, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think Chelsea should beat West Ham. We'll see what form Jesse Lingard has and all that kind of stuff. But I'll go 2-1 Chelsea speculatively, but I wouldn't be surprised if they drew it. As for the Madrid game, I think that's far more dangerous. If Tuchel really insists on playing like a two-man midfield against Casemiro, Modric, can Casemiro play? Wasn't he red carded, or was that in the league that I'm thinking of?
I think he'll play.
He can play. So yeah. Casemiro, Modric, Kroos against two. This is really going to test the whole Kante is worth two-man in midfield theory that these managers seem to have. Okay, let's see if you could be Modric and Kroos, or Marco Modric and Kroos at the same time. Super Kante. I doubt it, because he's actually not a superhuman as these managers would have you believe. So, if Chelsea can't win the midfield battle and Benzema has a good game and kind of, I don't know, like Vinicius can use his pace maybe against Aspilicueta and Silva on that side, it's going to be trouble. So I'm thinking like 3-1 Madrid. I feel like that's what's in my heart right now. But, could be 2-1 Madrid, but, just don't lose it in the first leg if you're Chelsea. But, yeah, I could see Madrid kind of having a really good day. So.
I would like it. West Ham, Real Madrid.
We better win West Ham match. I don't want anything apart from the win. Is that simple as that?
Who's we?
Sorry, my bad. Chelsea better win that match.
Daniel, why are you correcting?
Chelsea that better win that match.
He said he wasn't a proper fan.
Abdullahi is what cements this show and gives it its certification. So
I watched the Brighton match a little bit, and I think I need to address something there. I understand, and I know people have keep saying it. In the Brighton match, everybody was poor. Pulisic, even ZH was looking like a scholar, someone that need to be inducted for life. But I will rest my case on that. And there are some general players there that I kind of blame Tuchel a little bit for the Brighton match because of the lineup and everything. I understand the Super League and everything. I get that. A Western match, this is a must-win for us. And I want to bet Tuchel, please. I do not, never, ever again want to see Jorginho and Mason Mount play together in a double pivot. Never, ever.
Wait, what?
I don't want to see Jorginho
when did that happen?
Mason Mount play. It happened in Brighton. He played both of them in a double pivot. I don't want to see that anymore.
Wait, did he take Kante off?
No, Kante did not play that match at all.
Oh, snap.
So maybe he was tired or something.
I actually didn't even notice, bro.
Please, Tuchel, I repeat myself, I do not want to see Jorginho and Mason Mount play in a double pivot anymore. Mason Mount was run like an headless chicken in that Brighton match.
Easy.
No.
He's from the academy.
No, I don't care about his English. Chelsea Football Club is not even
Abdullahi, you're talking. Abdullahi, respect the white English player from West.
I'm respecting him, okay. But that's why I said I do not want that double pivot ever again.
He's from the academy.
Kante is on the bench warming up the bench doing nothing, and you are playing Mason Mount and Jorginho in a double pivot. That does not. I'm sorry, that is suicide for me.
He should have played the game or something, man.
No. Sorry. No. That I don't want that anymore. No. Please do not do that anymore. Please.
Finish up.
So for me, the Western match is a must-win match. It's a must. We have to win that match. We have to. And for the Madrid match.
Careful, Abdullahi, please.
So this guy's just gonna come and jinx this team finish.
4-1, 5-1. What is it, Abdullahi?
My friend,
I'm going 2-1 Chelsea.
Not too bad.
My friend, do you know that the game is away from home? It's not at the bridge.
I know.
It's an away goal. Just an away goal.
I know.
Two away goals.
Two away goals and the win.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think Hazard's gonna ball?
Bro. Okay.
Look, Hazard's season is finished, man. So
he's good. So can I bring up one thing that was brought to my attention? You know, Kepa's kept a clean sheet in his past 6 games.
Yeah, I saw that.
Maybe it's 5 games.
Stop it, man. Stop it. I don't want to hear it.
Where are you going with this?
This to me signifies the system is being effective in a way that it wasn't with Sarri and Lampard. So like actually having a solid defensive coach or just a system prevents shots that were occurring under other coaches. So I'm not saying Kepa's good. He's obviously bad if you want to play like a more expensive system. However, and I think this actually goes to Mendy as well, that the system a manager chooses to play can insulate a bad goalkeeper or how would I put this nicely? A suspicious goalkeeper. That's as nice as I'll put it.
Basically, Victor Valdez at Barcelona. He wasn't very good. They just kept possession. So how many shots did he have to save? So
just saying. Kepa's value is going up, which if Marino wants to sell next summer, I think, or this summer, I think that might be a good decision. If she keeps her job.
Thank you. You are talking about Marina. That is the first that I need to get the hell out of Chelsea Football Club as soon as possible. Get out. I'm being serious now because
why you sexist?
I think because I don't want to bring it up. I hate bringing it up, but I think I have to go back to Roman himself as a owner. I understand what Marina has been doing for Chelsea Football Club and blah blah. Marina Granaskia is not the director of football of Chelsea Football Club. He is not. Because if she does that job, we'll keep going backward. It will be going forward. Because there's some certain players in that team that need to be sold, and some players that need to be bought in. Granaskia will not buy that player. She will tell you, Roman, let's keep this money. We can buy this. We can do this. I don't want to yet. My club is an ambitious club that want to win. So as long as she's there, hey, there's a problem. She needs to be booted out of that place as soon as possible.
Can we talk about how like Bruce Buck was seen as more of like the liability in the board than Granovskia. Like, have you guys seen this? Because Buck is American, it was obvious. It was automatically assumed that he was the one that wanted to make money and not Abramovich or Granovskia or any of the others. It's just like no, it's the Buck dude because he's American.
Yeah, he's American, yeah.
These damn Americans and their fucking greed. But
wait. So before you go, so King Gamani, thank you for the dub. Who says Lingard, Chief Oga, if he makes West Ham get the CL? Yes, not a chief, but we'll have to have a serious conversation in terms of how a player has made a short-term impact. Because if West Ham gets that top 4 ahead of Chelsea, Liverpool, and so forth, I mean, that I don't even know what to say. That would say so much with the whole that adds the whole Super League narrative of you rich teams, man, you can't even finish top 4. No, that's nonsense. So, guys, merci beaucoup. We thank you.
Remember, guys, a throwback. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, a throwback. Okay. Shit, throwback.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No. I got a quick throwback. Let's just
Jose Mourinho. It's gonna be a Jose Mourinho watch.
You can just destroy the continuity of the show. It's fine.
Oh, no, I'm not being insulted, man. Well, first of all, I was called. Someone called me a white fascist on the Talking Tactics thing.
Oh, I read that. I was like, what? I was tempted to delete it, but I was like,
no, maybe
I was like, maybe have hope we'll get a kick out of reading that. So
and I did. So guys, let's
Talking Tactics podcast.
It is not what it is black. So
thank you for that, Abdullah.
Thank you. So thoughts.
Greatest defensive midfielder of all time.
Were his best days at Chelsea or Real Madrid? I think it was at Real Madrid. Obviously,
it overlapped.
Man, I'll say Chelsea, man.
Over Real Madrid.
To be fair, I believe it was Zidane who said once Makelele left, everything messed up. Like at Madrid, like the Galacticos project couldn't be as good without him there. But Perez didn't realize that. Or whoever the president was there at the time. So they sold him, 2003, I guess? Mm-hmm. And they didn't win another Champions League until Ancelotti. So he wasn't that important.
Actually, one moment I remember was, I think this was after Chelsea won the league in the first year, and I think, because Lampard normally took the penalties, I think it was the last game of the season, and Makelele had never scored. And then he got the penalty, and he then missed, but he then got the rebound. Like that. I remember that. So
he got a goal from open play, and I remember people being really happy, like, "Yo, he scored from open play."
Oh man!
But not like he had a role named after him, so he's the greatest defensive midfielder I've seen. I can't say of all time, but that I've watched.
I don't know. I think Kante is a better.
Kante is in the DM. Kante is
if you put Kante as DM, I think that he would do it. I think he's a Makelele 2.0.
Listen,
stop that.
Just because they're short, bald, black, play for French, France.
Do you know how well Kante reads the game?
Play for Chelsea, wear a single-digit number, play in midfield. They are not the same person. So,
my friend, look, the guy can intercept, man. Okay, the guy can read the game better than this dude here. But
Makelele
this guy was
shirts.
iconic.
Kante doesn't, so they're different. Okay.
This guy, he was iconic, man. He was iconic. Look, man. I mean, and I think what he did is that he forced people to pretty much have this role in every team. You know, like ever since.
HH. Oh, finish, and then I'll ask my question.
No. Ask. What's it?
No, so who do you think between Kante and Makelele? Who do you think is like the better technical footballer?
Is the what?
The better technical footballer.
Kante.
Interesting.
Kante, for sure. Like Makelele, like you could just. Cause I remember even watching because I watched the full France-Brazil game again, man. And Makelele he kept it very simple. His ball control was entirely.
Do you think he could play in the pressing era, like Gegenpress era, where everybody is in the other half and he's being constantly pressed? Do you think Makelele could function?
I would have faith that he's intelligent enough to adapt his game.
Me too.
You know, intelligent enough to adapt his game, but he'd have to adapt. He'd have to make tweaks to his game.
If you took Kante and put him back in 2005, and you told him to play like Makelele did, he could do it. I don't know if you took Makelele from 2005, transport him into 2020, if he could do what Kante does. And as a matter, I don't even think you'd ask him to do the same thing, which is why I've always seen the comparison as just being stupid. And it's just one of convenience of how they look and who they play for, rather than it actually being like a solid comparison. So
any final thoughts on Maka?
But no, he's the GOAT, and I'm still pissed that he didn't win a Champions League in 2008 like he should have.
And you have to have a different. N'Golo Kante is not a DM; it's a box-to-box player. If you want him to play there, he can play there, but it's not even at a DM. Kante can intercept and he can also do the job Makelele can do. It's not a DM. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not. If you want to put Kante as a DM, you need to have a player beside him to make him a DM. A sitter that will be like, oh, Kante, I know the job, go. If you look at the France World Cup, Labiu Pogba was playing beside Kante. Labiu does the job forward, Kante stay back. That is how Kante plays if you want to play him as a DM. So Makelele is a more different player than N'Golo Kante. Both of them are different. Makelele can even pass the ball very, very well than Kante. What Kante has more than Makelele is Kante can intercept very well, and he knows when to go out to press opposition and when to sit back. Kante can do that very, very well. He's very good at that. But in terms of passing, Kante, that's what problem with Kante. He lacks the passing range and passing ability than the way Makelele has. Makelele can do all the kind of job he wants him to do. He will do the job for me.
Can you look up Makelele's Wikipedia honors? Did he win anything for France? I know he wasn't in the '98 World Cup, but was he at the 2000 Euros? Because I don't remember if he was in the squad. I don't think so, but he might have been.
So Eddie, your
he won. Okay, I've seen it. He won one Intercontinental Cup winners with Madrid, two English champion in 2002, 2006, I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So Eddie, any final thoughts on Claude?
This guy gave John Terry a career, man. I mean, everyone talks about the 15 goal season, and you all want to mention just Terry and Carvalho, but this was the guy in front of him, man. He was the guy protecting and shielding them. So give him his props as well. Like Daniel said, I think greatest midfielder. Jesus, Sage, bro, I can't even read that comment.
No, don't.
It's a comment on Abdullahi's the Black Balotelli, I think.
Okay.
That's Kylian Mbappe.
Okay. But yeah, no, he was, like you said, I think his prime was split between Chelsea and Real Madrid. And
he didn't win anything for France.
And I think he didn't win anything for France, but even post football, I think he's been doing quite a bit as well. I'm not sure where he's at the moment.
And also I'm jealous of him because he was married to the lady in Rush Hour 3.
Naomi Lenoir?
I don't know what it's called, but that really pissed me off.
Why are you jealous?
Why?
You're a black man. Why are you pissed off that black man and a man?
You're a hater, man.
Why?
Wait, yeah. Why?
No, because I'm hating. I want to. Okay, like
no. Just pause. Have hope. Have you read her Wikipedia page?
No.
Read it and then tell me if you're jealous.
Okay, I'll read it afterwards then. Okay, guys.
But, yeah, greatest midfielder. I mean,
I have a question.
Defensive midfielder. Sorry.
It's trouble.
I'm not answering anything you're going to ask anyway.
Wait. I just want to ask a question. I want to.
I'm not. Listen.
Wait. It's not about football. Just
no. I need to do. I need to do another stream now. Anyway.
I know. Just a quick question.
Very quick. Okay, quick. Okay. All right. What?
Okay. If Kante win the UCL, what do you put him all around in the EPL? Where do you rank him?
Who?
N'Golo Kante.
If he wins the UCL.
Where do you rank him?
I'm not.
I'm not going to answer that question because you're trying to mess up Chelsea's jinx. So
I'm not. I'm just asking you random.
So, guys,
thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys for listening to the Compicated Chelsea Show for this week. Remember, guys, support us all in the description box below, Patreon and our Twitter pages and so forth. And guys, let's hope that it's a big week for Chelsea, West Ham, and Real Madrid, and hopefully we get the right results when we get back here.
Pump that body, baby.
Peace out, my friend. Shut your mouth, man.